there are a lot of different odorants that can serve as chemical messengers for olfaction. And we talked about how we take an odorant and turn that into an action potential. And if we look at sort of the overall signaling pathway, and we look at sort of the structure of these olfactory neurons, right? This here, this white bone, right? This is going to be the ethmoid bone and the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone. So the olfactory neurons, right, extend up through holes or pores in that cribriform plate. Now notice that we've sort of color-coded them here, and that what we get is this organization of sort of these neurons grouped by color. So here we've got green, pink, orange, and then blue, right? And so each one of these, where you have this sort of grouping together, this is known as a glomerulus, okay? So don't get that confused with the glomerulus of the kidney, all right? So this is the glomerulus of the olfactory system. And what makes this sort of interesting and fun is that you get groupings of similar things together and you get cross communication between them. So what happens is an odorant can come up and bind to the receptor on, let's say, the green olfactory neurons. Signal is sent through these neurons. Right? The signal is sent here, which is going to generate a secondary postsynaptic potential. And the signal is going to send through these cells, which are known as mitral cells. So I'll write this right here so that we can see this is a mitral cell. Okay. So the other thing that's connected to these glomeruli are these periglomerular cells. Periglomerular cells. These cells here. So when these green ones generate an action potential, this is sort of a feedback loop that will send a signal over to the other glomeruli and inhibit them and shut them off, right? So it allows us to hone in on a specific odorant. So then the signal will move through the olfactory tracts, the olfactory neurons, okay, or sorry, through the mitral cell axons, through that olfactory nerve, and then it'll go to the olfactory cortex of the brain. Okay? The other thing that happens is a signal is going to get sent back to this olfactory bulb through some nerve fibers that will then also help to inhibit these glomeruli. So you've got sort of a short feedback loop with the periglomerular cell. Okay, and then you have a long feedback loop with these specialized cells known as granular cells. These are granular cells. Okay, so all of this together makes up the olfactory bulb. Now we've drawn this sort of simplistic. Notice I've got 3 neurons here, or olfactory neurons, making up this one glomerulus. But in reality, each individual glomerulus can have up to 25,000 neurons associated with it. So pretty complex system just to smell.